Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. It is most commonly used as a device to make children behave, but incidentally affects every person's life. You know what else affects every person's life? Karma. And karma's a bitch. Karma is essentially the golden rule, to treat others the way you want to be treated, but extends further than that. Karma affects inanimate objects as well, and even intangible things. Ancient Greeks couldn't see the gods, but if they pissed them off in any way, they knew they were already dead. So if the golden rule applies to people, and karma applies to people and non-people, then they're two different things, right? Wrong. If karma is the golden rule, then the golden rule should apply to more than just people. Unfortunately, some people will not understand this concept, but that is okay, because without those people, smart people wouldn't be smart. And even though we have this hierarchy of smart people over the not so smart, you know what they say. Treat things the way you want to be treated. In our 21st century, transportation is a huge necessity. How else is anyone going to survive? The people have to move. Now, there are many different forms of transportation. They can be put into three categories, known as vertical, horizontal, and diagonal transportation. Vertical transportation is by far the most fun. People like it because it defies a natural law, gravity. But people don't realize it is a privilege. The king of vertical transportation is the elevator. People take elevators for granted and don't realize how quickly they could be taken away. Think about your life without an elevator. Impossible. Even for people who have never used an elevator, they get their products from people who work in the city and most likely use an elevator every day. However, elevators have it hard. Ever stop to think about how an elevator feels when you push the buttons a million times? No, you did it. Elevators are neglected, abused, and taken advantage of, and awareness needs to be raised about that. Elevators have it hard, as freshman Piper Phillips describes perfectly.
Elevators don't have opposable thumbs. If you're an elevator, people just use you and they just ride you all day without your permission.
To some, like Tommy D. Felice, it is even quite obvious who exactly is committing these horrible attacks.
People that abuse elevators are usually mid-30s, and they're talking on the phone like business people with their suitcases, and they really do not appreciate the luxury of having an elevator. If they didn't have an elevator, they would have to walk up 3 flights of stairs just to get to their room.
Even Will Ogden expresses his distaste.
I don't want to be an elevator because I don't want people touching my buttons. I have very sensitive buttons.
If the general public knows that elevators have it hard, why are they still treating them the same? Jesse McCauley has an idea.
Many people just completely press all the buttons and disobey the weight rule because many people are fat. They do these things because they're impatient.
He also describes how the elevator feels.
The elevator does not like all these people rushing and all these people abusing it because that's just not respectful.
People know how the elevator feels, but continue to do these stupid things. People also know about karma. So next time you misuse an elevator and something goes haywire later in your day, you know who to blame. Yourself. When people describe their pet peeves when it comes to elevators, almost all of them involve the humans using the elevators versus the actual elevator itself.
And then people shove you.
They smash their fingers onto the elevator's button.
People start to walk into the elevator without letting the people that are in the elevator walk out first.
And people stand in front of the elevator.
People blame the elevators.
People treat elevators wrongly.
People treat elevators wrongly.
People treat elevators wrongly.
When people get mad at elevators, they are really getting mad at the people using the elevator. When one person, say, stands in front of the buttons, everyone else getting on the elevator is going to be mad. Then they are going to be frustrated and rude to everyone else in the elevator. If the person standing in front of the buttons gets off, then the people left in the elevator are still mad. Those people make the new people getting on the elevator mad. It's a chain reaction. It has been shown that the main reason for people abusing elevators is frustration and impatience. Elevators serve a great purpose, but people associate them with bad things because of the bad mood they get in when they enter the elevator. An interviewee has a solution to this problem.
Elevator classes.
But could it really be that easy? Before we can get these things in the works, the biggest thing everyone can do now is just raise awareness. Elevator etiquette is a serious problem, but can be fixed with your help. Thanks for listening. I'm Elena. Contact us at Trevolution Network.